Hey guys, last week Phil talked about following your passion and not your feelings. He definitely had a good point, but sometimes feelings are good. I can think a lot of times in my life... Yeah, go start. Alright. Hey guys, last week Phil talked about following your passion and not your feelings. He definitely had a good point, but feelings are good sometimes. I can think of a lot of times in my life when people have asked me how I'm feeling or people have told me to follow my heart. I can say for sure that there are some days that I don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning or going to work, or I don't feel like going to the gym, which is most of the time, or I don't feel like going to mass on the weekend. If I listened to and acted on all of those feelings, I'd probably be unemployed right now. My relationship with God would probably be pretty terrible, but chances are I'd still probably be really skinny. So when should we follow our feelings? And I want to approach this problem in two ways. Firstly, I want to talk about it in regards to ourselves. We as humans are made up of body, mind, spirit, and soul. These parts rely on each other. If I'm physically tired because I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, my mind's going to struggle to focus on anything I've got to do. If I'm mentally drained because I've had an absolutely crazy week, I'll struggle to be fully present with God, and my spirituality is going to suffer from that. And personally, I know when my soul feels unclean and needs a good wash, I feel physically tired and I'm less able to focus throughout the day. We know ourselves better than anyone else knows us, and only we know how we're really feeling. And because of all that, it's really important for us to identify what we're feeling at the moment and what we need, so that we're able to take care of ourselves in all of those aspects. Secondly, I want to talk about it in regards to the decisions we make. I can remember times where I felt a deep sense of assurance after making a decision, even if I feel terrified about what that decision means or the consequences of that decision. I remember back in 2013, I was asked to attend a youth camp. From the moment I said yes to going, I felt absolutely terrified and I almost felt like pulling out and not going. But at the same time, I had this much deeper feeling that it was something that I needed to do and something that I had to experience for myself. And so I ended up going, and it ended up being a pretty life-changing experience. And I think that feelings like those ones, when we know something is right for us or we know that something is what we need to do, come straight from God. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 says, "Do you not realize that you are a temple of God with the Spirit of God living in you?" If God lives within us, then surely He speaks to us from in there, right? I believe He does. I believe that God speaks to us through our feelings and through our conscience. He speaks to us through our feelings and occasionally helps us to make the right decisions. And if we're willing and able to listen to those feelings and figure out what they mean for us, those feelings allow us to recognize God acting in our lives as well. So, feelings are great, sometimes. They're part of what makes us human, and without them, life would be pretty boring. They help us to take care of ourselves and occasionally help us to make the right decisions, or save us from making the wrong ones. They're definitely not something we should cast aside and forget about, because sometimes they're telling us things that we should really be listening to, just not all the time. So, how are you feeling today?